Good job, ladies. Way to step up. There we go. Yeah, yeah. Hey, good morning. I'm going to yell a lot since Brandy's still a little on the sick side, but doing much better, right?
I'm feeling great. My voice has not come back yet.
Okay.
So, I don't know what that's about. How'd you get your voice back? I'm sure I've overused mine. I talk too much. Yeah.
That's, yes.
Yeah, last night I was just like, I just need to go be quiet. That's what I need to do.
That's a good call. Hey, good morning, everybody. Okay, let's lead off with we got a lot going on today. Team meeting and then some training afterwards. Tina Bernein's going to be in to go over several. Brandy will talk about all this shortly.
Yeah.
Let's lead off with some positive juju. Besides is everybody okay with the weather? Is all right?
I'm okay with the weather.
Was it? Yeah, give it up for the weatherman. How nice is this? Was it last Tuesday or Wednesday we had the blizzard thing? It was, yeah, was it Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Okay, now it hit 80 or something yesterday, I think. So welcome to Kansas City. All right, let's lead off with some positive stuff. What's going on in your world?
We're having Mexican food here.
Yes.
Right.
They were waiting for the margaritas part, I guess. Yeah. That's next time. Yeah. Free beer tomorrow. All right.
Send it to the listing agent at 11:30 p.m.
All right. Good.
Welcome to real estate.
And it expires at midnight. Rookie.
No, I'll know by the end of the
We have 2 VIP seats up here. If you would like VIP seats.
Lucy, come on down.
Yeah, Lucy. Brandy does not spit. That's a
I
safe
don't.
chair.
I don't
That's
spit.
a safe chair.
I know.
Hey, well, I'll lead off with something really positive. Where's Caesar? Where'd he go? Okay, big guy's around the corner. He was in some, what do you call it, jujitsu, big old event this week, and he's been working for 6 or 8 weeks. Ryan, were you in that deal, by the way? Okay, got you. Got it. Okay. So Caesar's been training for like 6, 8 weeks. You know, those guys beat on each other every night at practice. So he gets up there and just crushes his matches. Tell us how the matches went.
So he was in his weight bracket, his age bracket, that kind of stuff. And his first match, they're 5-minute rounds. Ryan, you would know better than me, but they're 5-minute rounds. And you got 5 minutes to either choke your person out or make them tap or all this stuff. I know. And he beat his first guy in 32 seconds. 32 seconds.
Nice.
And his coach, Caesar got on top of the guy, and the guy laid there for a while. I couldn't tell if he was crying, laughing. He was grabbing his shoulder. He was hurt. And Caesar's coach goes, "Yeah, it's not very fun under there, is it?" Anyway, then his second match was he beat the guy in 1:18 and got him to submit. Yeah.
third match that he was going to take, and the guy looked over at Caesar.
He literally did.
That's called a no-show, right? Anybody ever had a no-show? Yeah.
He literally did. That's true. And so Caesar took first place in his bracket. So
Yeah, give it up to Caesar. Good job.
I'm sure he's listening over there.
What's funny is he trained for 6 weeks and had 2 minutes of action. It's kind of how that works.
But that's kind of how that works. How you prepare for the word, you prepare for 10 minutes.
Hey, not all your listing appointments have to last an hour and a half, guys. It's okay if they're 10 or 15 minutes. See, we turn that into real estate.
Yeah, there we go.
Fighting real estate.
Well, you learn a lot about yourself, when you throw yourself in the fire and you don't know what's going to happen and you find out you won. So
What was that you said something funny over there? I just have a sense it was really funny.
I mean, sometimes when you train for that long, it only lasts that long. That sucks.
yeah, he kind of probably wish he could have went a little longer, but yeah.
Keep it clean.
Yeah.
Keep it clean.
Oh, gotcha.
I can see where he's going. Yeah.
Never mind.
All right. Back in the lane.
I don't know. I was talking jujitsu. I don't know.
All right. Tell us something good. Business, personal. Yes.
So I had my house go live at 11:30 Sunday afternoon, had an offer in, and we accepted the offer at 8 o'clock we accepted the offer at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, got the first offer in at 8 o'clock that Sunday night.
That's fantastic.
Sweet.
Full price deal. Let's go deeper on that because I know some of the details. Where did this client come from?
So actually she called the office because she read my profile online and asked me specifically.
Wow.
Went out, I got that call about 1 o'clock that afternoon after our meeting. Went out and met with her at 5 o'clock that night. We signed the paperwork Sunday, the 1st, and went to
Yeah. And she was a widower and you guys just kind of gelled, right? And she hired you and right on the spot.
Denver for about a $950,000 duplex as well.
Boom.
Sweet.
boom. Perseverance, my friend. I mean,
Yeah.
you've kind of been working at it. If you stay into the activities, more often than not, some results will show up. You just never know how they're going to show up. That was almost a little flukish, right? I don't know if anybody's ever said they just went to my bio and called me. I'm sure it's happened, but
Yeah.
been doing it a while. That's fantastic. So we're excited for you. Let us
Yeah,
know if we
very
can help you. Yeah, give it up for him. That's hard work right there. Okay.
James and his brother JJ, which John knows who they are. They're gonna drive a truck and trailer and go down to Branson with Gary and his son and daughter that are on the airplane right now. And bring back a lot of things to Belton,
Oh, how nice.
whatever will fit in a truck and trailer.
Okay,
Nice.
well, that's nice.
I think a steak dinner, maybe a 6-pack would be good, right?
No six, a little underage there still, but
Good job, guys. Yeah, thanks for helping them out. That's a nice tip.
very good.
Really nice. What else? Come on, business, personal. We're gonna stand here all day, aren't we? Yeah.
All
Cool.
day.
Yes.
Joanna.
Hey, Tammy. Good, how are you? Oh, well, thanks.
She's just
That's
started to do my transaction coordinating and, or.
Thanks, bud.
So I'm kind of teaching her and I'm kind of learning myself because I'm making my mistakes and all that stuff. but it's
Yeah.
really-
That ended up working out well, right? So this will be baby number how many? 3 or 4?
Well, that baby is coming from Brandon and his wife.
Oh.
That'll be baby number 4 for them.
Okay.
It'll be 14.
Yeah. Woo! Not having kids, that just creeps me out a little bit. It just creeps me out a little. That's so exciting. Yeah. Yeah, sorry you're not at every training. Now I think she's the only person that has an excuse, by the way. Who else raised their hand?
Lucy did.
Lucy.
Well, just on that same track, not quite as impressive, but grandbaby number 5 is coming in.
Oh, nice. All right.
Amazing.
So Joanna's in the lead, has a lot. Anybody close to 14? Yeah, that's a big number. What, yeah, Brandy will have a wall, you watch.
I'll put a wall, that's fine.
Don't give her any ideas. Give it up for Tim.
Yay.
We'll pass around a little jar for Tim's
Here, you guys can
lunch
push your
fund.
kids if you want.
You guys good with
Go
that?
Forward a little bit.
Little bucket
little
for the
more
watch
room.
for Tim? Yeah, good. Oh, Tim had to have his corner. I got it. Oh, what else? Come on, 2 more at least. Yes. Okay, again. Good. Give it up for Trisha for setting up. the
Yeah,
photographer.
Trisha.
That's awesome. Hey, who went to Fife's little video class or AI class Monday? I know you guys, was that
Yes.
kind of fun? Yeah. Kind of creepy, isn't it? You hear me? I'm a rapper now or something like that. I'm like, go. He goes, is it okay to do that? And I go, I don't care. Doesn't
Well-
matter to me. Did we,
Little LB.
is that what it was?
Little
A
LB.
little LB? Don't give me any ideas. I might start dressing that way. Like,
I think you should.
that'd be kind of fun. Big old chain with a dollar sign, right?
Yes.
See? You can help me. You can help me. You're
There we
young.
go.
What to wear. All right, 2 more. What else? 5 more. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
All right.
Like I said,
Very
that thing
good.
just took all, I had to speak into a microphone and it got your voice inflection and all that. And then it just started taking off. So if you guys get anything creepy from me in the middle of the night, please second guess. Oh, look, Lonnie needs money at 2 a.m. Yeah, probably not me.
After it gets all done, you can, like, and use it.
There's a lot, yeah. It's
Yeah. Cool, cool, cool.
unlimited.
Anybody else? All right, let's move in. What do we got?
All right, what
Oh,
do
you
we
got
got?
the clicker, didn't you?
You want
Dang
it?
it.
You want it? You can have it.
No, I want you to have it for sure. Todd, you want to lead us off? Give it up for Todd.
All right, Todd.
He's moving pretty good.
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Missed you, buddy. Okay, so I got a lot of calls yesterday. I don't know if you paid any attention, and a lot of people don't. The stock market has been a little bit volatile this last handful of days. There's a lot going on politically, a lot of things going on tariff-wise, things like that. They got people a little bit spooked. Does anybody know what the term? Lonnie can't answer this. What's the term that happens when people move their money from the stock market into something else? Do you know what that term is called? You might hear it this week. It's called flight to quality, meaning that if you happen to click on a investment account and you're down, 6, 8, 10, 12% in a handful of days, you get spooked and you go, oh, I just lost $20,000 last week, or I just lost whatever. It'll be really prevalent at the end of the quarter. So like when people get their quarterly statement, they go, oh my gosh, I've just lost 22% or something like that. Market movements are healthy and normal. Okay. But that flight to quality is the term. That just means that a lot of people might go in and shift how they're invested and get out of stocks because they're scared and move it into something like the US Treasuries where they get a guaranteed 3% or 4%. That movement is rate friendly. So what we've seen in the last 10 days or so, in combination with a lot of other things, is a little bit of flight to quality. So if you see the stock market off 1,000 points, it isn't the end of the world. If you see it off 400 points, if this moves up and down, this is healthy. It's normal for the market. There's a lot going on, but don't worry about it. All in all, it's rate friendly for all of us, which is good. And long term is good for you and me, right? Cool. Yes, sir.
All right. You see flight to real estate.
Well, I mean, candidly, that's an investment that has been a really, really, really good investment in the last handful of years, right? So a lot of investments are real estate investment trusts, things like that, where people are investing in the stock market and then it's being purchased over in real estate investment trusts, things like that. Yeah. And you might see that pull back too. If housing gets a little bit spooked, that's normal.
Stop it. We're
Yeah,
not doing
stop doing that. No spook. All right, guys.
that. Okay, give it up for Todd. Hey, speaking of flight to quality, David, Trisha, you guys had a brokerage flight to quality in the last year. Get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Never mind. We didn't fall.
From brokerage, but quality brokers.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Flight to quality.
Spell it out.
See, flight to quality. All right. Dave, you and me. Copelt, Lisa, what do you got for us? Give it up for Lisa. Uh-oh, she's got that look.
Been so good.
You and Todd been dancing? What's going on?
No,
No.
my dog broke my toe, so so only shoes I could put on today. Anyway, earnest money and title commitments are going out automatically through AI. So you'll see emails that come out from Betty. That's the name of our system, but you'll also see Alana. So when you see those emails come through, those are through the automated system, and you'll know that that's part of the whole process. We have a new person starting on Monday, Glenda, that will be taking over Summer's position. Summer's not leaving until June, so she'll be training Glenda, but as you start seeing emails and stuff, that is part of our new team.
And then Summer's going to
Overland Park.
Overland Park.
She's taking a full-time closer position in the Overland Park office. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
Apex ladies, do you guys have anything today?
Apex.
Come on, here they come. Give it up for them.
Focus on what are they called? Inspections. So we had a sewer inspection that we helped out Brannigan actually with her partners and investors. They had done their sewer scopes, and there was about 3 or 4 waistline exit points from this property. Well, unfortunately, they were unable, they never scoped one of those exit points. And we have about a 20-foot broken pipe there. So trying to think of solutions, resolutions, that you can work on that to double check that, but it was just one of those things that gets missed. So maybe having conversations with your buyers that, the inspections are only as good as they are. I mean, is what it is, but we kind of have to figure out what we're going to, and how we're going to approach those conversations. Yes.
So how would you know there's 3 exits?
Well, the one that was missed, was through a toilet, I think that was on the top floor, and that came out through another pipe down that went from a 3-inch, and it shouldn't have went down to a 2-inch. And I don't think that particular company could get their scope down there. So it was missed. So I just want to bring that up. It made me think of you guys that, those things do happen. Everyone's human. Those companies that are doing these inspections, they're doing the best job that they can do. And it's just one of those things that happen. I just think prepping your clients for those conversations is kind of what I've gathered through that. So anybody have any questions? All right. Well, happy weather. We can
Thanks,
install
ladies.
septics now.
Yeah, yeah, you're back in business.
All right.
Sewage happens. That's what a shirt we need.
All right, who else? We have any, I know JW with Royals out of town. I haven't seen Pillar to Post. Ron's out of town.
Ron's golfing.
And David, okay, Matt Davidson. All right, well, let's move on. Let's see what we got here. Maybe, there we go. All right, our calendar, we have, today's our team meeting. We also have, right after this, the Tina Bernine class. She's talking to, now we've invested as a market center, we've invested into some tools to help all of our agents really. It's kind of made for newer agents that are just launching. However, there is a lot of great stuff in there. Lonnie was peeking at the modules, and you found a couple just refreshers, things that you might have forgot about or something. Even Lonnie was able to pull some great value out of this tool. So she's going to tell us what the tool is, but she's also, I know, he's also going to, I know, even Lonnie learned something. I mean, last week he was the GOAT, and he still is, but he even learned something. All I'm saying is this tool has something for everybody. And she's going to teach us all about that. But then also she is going to show us how she pulls 15 million of closed production out of her database of 400 people. It's actually less than 400 people. She's going to teach us how she does that. So that's following right out of at 11:30. So lunch and learn. David's hooked us up with a great Mexican spread here from Casa Mexico. And so we'll learn all about that right after this. So we had a lot of people sign up. And if you signed up, well, even if you didn't sign up, we want you to stay. Tomorrow, Tom, do you want to talk to us about what you've got going on for tomorrow? Yeah. Please share what you, I don't.
So for over 2 years now, I've been part of a Keller Williams community called Real Estate Planner. And the Real Estate Planner focuses on that senior client, and then it even digs deeper into that wealthier senior client. Well, what I'm going to talk about tomorrow is what I've learned. We mastermind twice a week about ways of getting the senior client, servicing the senior client, and that. So it's a great, it should be great. I got slides and everything. So I look forward to seeing you guys there. Thanks.
Good job.
And then this says lunch bunch. That's not true. That's not happening tomorrow. I've had some help with the slideshow. And so, had some help. All right. Next week, we do have ALC meeting next Tuesday.
Who's doing the Soul Mastermind Thursday?
Stephanie Finn,
Oh,
Stephanie
got it.
and or Ryan Finn, doing that. Tag team. Okay. So Ryan, Soul Mastermind on Thursday. All right. We got buyers listings and open houses.
All right, the meat and potatoes. What do we got? Buyer needs, seller needs. Yes. Oh, the cool house,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Property in Harrisonville, it's a 4-bed, 3-bath. I just loaded the pictures, but the pictures were also great before too. This is on 5 acres. The folks have only lived there a year and a half and they were very, very sad to sell. They are moving to Tennessee, so it's kind of a really sad deal for them, but it's a beautiful property. Lonnie had it listed prior to me a year and a half ago. These folks, are ready. They're not ready to go, but it is what it is. I think is there a 2-car garage on there? But it does have an outbuilding. It is gravel on the inside. There is electricity ran to it and the pond is uber stocked with all kinds of stuff. It's just a beautiful setting. So bring me a buyer at those live tomorrow morning.
And that's Harrisonville, right?
There's
South
right
Harrisonville.
right off the highway, Route 60.
Mhm.
You take 49 to 7 and it just literally just right, I don't know, less than half mile up the road.
What's our price on that?
745.
745. Yep. It's nice. I mean, these people custom built it.
custom
When I listed it and then we co-op together less than 2 years ago, they walked in and go, okay, this is nicer than most. It is the quality of fit and finish in that house is over the top. So 5 acres down there, super house. Doesn't have a basement, right?
Does not, but it does have a safe room.
That's
tornado
right.
room.
There you go. There you go. Might as well tell people doesn't have a basement.
Yeah.
We had some people rule it out. I'm like, that's fine. I just need one person that didn't. And you
mean,
walked in and go, we love it.
We do foundations all the time. To be honest with you, I prefer not to have a basement.
Yeah,
but
right.
My opinion.
There you go. There you go. Okay, buyers and sellers, come on, prices, let's go. Joanna, lead us off.
He's blind, so we would like an open kind of concept, not a lot of walls and stuff like that. So just a ranch up to 400, could be 2-bedroom, whatever. I got a buyer for Rain Valley, Bay City, Odessa, that area, up to 550, looking for 5 acres, a ranch also.
Mhm.
And then I've got somebody for Overland Park area, looking up to 650, that is just looking for a really nice house. Mine, really nice house.
There you go.
Are you gonna-
So there's 3 good buyers that you have in tow. They're ready to go. By the way, anytime we have people looking for a ranch, do not just stick with ranches. Put in story and a halves also, because essentially it's a ranch with a top. You guys get that, right? I can't tell how many times we've sold ranch buyers a story and a half. Usually on the listing side, we kind of hoodwink them and they're like, well, this worked. Yeah, well, but if they just had that in their search engine, they never would have known about it. So keep that in mind. We're even
Right.
seeing some agents on the reverse 1.5s, not putting ranch in there with reverse 1.5. So you can miss some people there too. So do think about that as you get into the search engines and all that. That could bring a few more prospects out for them possibly. Okay, who else? Sorry, didn't mean to ramble on that one. Tom, you're next.
Bedroom, 3-car garage. Meadowwood is not a 55 and older community, but it does appeal to that buyer. So that is a nice one going on at 379.9. Raintree Lake, 4-bedroom, story and a half with a pool. Right now we're getting it painted. We'll be putting in new flooring and having the exterior painted, and it'll go live. Really, we want to get the pool open before we go live, so just to make sure that that's in good working order, because it has not been open for a year, or it did not open last year. So that one, if you know anybody looking. What's that?
How much?
That one's gonna be in the low 4s. We'll see where the remodel comes in at, but we should be, high 3s, low 4s.
Perfect. Good job. Who else? I saw a lot of hands, sorry.
Buyer that needs 35 to 45 acres, same thing, fencing. She would rather be fenced, water and electric is a bonus, house is a bonus, but she really wants fencing.
Okay.
And then we've got one in Butler. It is a 4-2, no true master, no basement. It's a unique situation. She's only lived in it about 6 months, so we'd love to walk with somebody that
Yeah. James McClay.
Yeah, right.
he's super trying to buy the house.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, he does a lot down there. He's the mayor. Yes. Laura.
They said 60-mile radius of here, but they're also kind of like Clinton South, a little bit that way. I also have a home in pre-MLS in Harrisonville. It's a 4-bedroom ranch. It's got a full basement. It's on mechanic for $299. Hopefully next week it goes live. And then another one, end of the month, will go live in Peculiar, 3-bedroom.
Good job.
Great job,
Laura
Laura.
getting busy.
Laura.
Getting busy. Who else? Buyers, sellers. Yes, go ahead.
And commercial property in Clinton, it's approximately on 2 acres. Southland Tow had been using that for their, tow lot, but it also has 2 apartments in there. They are currently renting it out, so there is, multi-use options here, but they're asking $689, but negotiable.
Nice.
Yes.
Looking for an offer. Yeah. David, we'll go
Got,
here and then move back.
20 acres down,
Yeah.
just south of Drexel, and we need to help Raylan get paid on her first TC. So I want to help me pay her and get a buyer for that. 20 acres. Darren seen it. He was impressed with the layout and everything. It needs some stuff hauled off of it. And it's got an interesting neighbor to the south, but it's 20 acres, ready to rock and roll.
Price.
225.
Cool.
Cool.
Sandy.
It'll be for 3 kids. And then me and my husband are remodeling the home in the Harrisonville. And it's gonna have, has sewer and new everything. And not that run-of-the-mill lighting and then Renton house lighting. So anyway, that one's gonna come on 285.
How's that budget
All
for
right.
flipping with rents and house lights and sewer lines? Doing all right? Nice. All right. Good find. There you go.
Yeah.
Normally you go into rents and house of lights, you come out of there a little bruised. That's just how that place works. Yeah. We used to build entry-level houses and they would get like a $1,100 lighting allowance and go into rents and come out of there with a $3,000 bill. Just, they look beaten down. I used to go on those meetings with them and I'm like, no, I don't want any part of that. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Ryan, did you guys have something?
Yeah. It'll be on the market next Wednesday, and it's gonna be down in Butler, actually. It's, 16 acres, I know. And, again, it's gonna be listed at 130, so 8,000 an acre on this one.
Thank you.
So obviously, Great Regals is generally looking for small acreage. It's got a ton of trees on it. It's got a little bit of stuff left on it, as well. That happens on acreage.
Mhm.
We're gonna go walk the property probably later this week and, check it out. Property just yet, but grown up and some good photography. Butler 130.
Yeah. The price per acre typically drops the further we get away from the metro area, right? Not always, but typically.
Got small. And we got those priced out at like 40 and 45,000 an acre. And then obviously it's a smaller parcel, but that's the difference in the pricing. If you go further south, you get a better deal on land. You get North Cass, I can't believe the price on land is that, but we've got several,
Nuts.
sold. And I took 3 calls this week with interested buyers on some of the other parcels I left after. So if you got somebody looking to build their dream home on 5 acres, we can make it happen.
Barn does welcome.
Barn does, yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's a game changer.
Has anybody asked recommended lenders or if they come in and build a house for land or? Yeah, for purchasing the land and building the house.
Construction to firm, is that what you're wanting to do?
Yeah.
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 we can definitely do that.
Sherwood is one of them, and then Bank of Odessa.
Yep.
I do have another one, I forgot the address though, but it's gonna be near Gladstone area right there, and it's gonna be for 250-ish and 3 bedrooms for that tomorrow.
Perfect. And you're one on Spring. You have a Spring and a Spring Valley, don't you? Why do you throw those curves at me? Yeah, I know. That was cool. But that was a townhome, a massive townhome in Belton that's high end. And last time we tried to sell that puppy, it took months and you sold it in the first week.
It's 50 plus. I tried to buy that sucker. My client was 23. They loved it.
The HOA sold it fast, honestly. It wasn't, the people that bought it was not 55.
Yeah, not originally. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they reported some new things.
2 years ago.
They probably got older while they were living there and they didn't want a bunch of young bucks coming in there. Yeah, right. Hey, another best practice, Darren posted something the other day. If we're not doing this, let's go ahead and do this. When we have a listing, please request a copy of the covenants and restrictions, HOA, all that stuff for whatever subdivision it's in, if it's in a subdivision. Yeah. Then you might not have even caught it, but it's helpful. If you have a listing in Eagle Glen, if you have a listing in Eagle Glen or Stonegate and it's a Sunday and an agent's showing it, they're going to text you and go, can you do a 6-foot privacy fence? And you're like, I think, but I'm not sure. And all that, have all that out there, put it out there with the supplements and let them comb through it and read it themselves. Just an idea, right?
Townhomes like that in Cass County. And so we would have had an issue in Luckily.
Good. Other buyers, sellers, what do we got? Yes, Tricia.
Maintenance provided lovely villa in Overland Park that needs here, please. My people are out of state, and I need to get this sold for them. So over there, gorgeous. And then how much? $570. I sent it to your phone. I sent. With the details. And then I have a Silver Lake property that is gonna be on the market on the 21st, but there's an estate sale the 14th, 15th, and 16th if you wanna sneak in. Owners are original owners, 48 years, and the bathrooms are original, I do believe. Maybe the kitchen countertops. However, they did roofs, foundations, new windows, everything that matters to a house they kept up with. I think they just enjoyed their wallpaper. So just know for $280.
Nice. Yeah. Guys, we got a lot of listings coming in.
Yeah.
The market's getting ready. It's ripping right now. You guys are just hitting us with contracts. Todd, you mentioned you come in on a Monday and it's just like boom, 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 right? Yeah, that's a good sign. I told you we're going to run. Go ahead, Joanna.
And it's coming, next Tuesday, 901 Mercury, cute little house, it's gonna be 270, it's got a little sunroom in it, and she just put new roof, new kitchen counters, new shower, everything, so that's coming on next Tuesday. And then we have on, 508, Eagle Glen is coming up on the 27th of this month, it's 4-bedroom, 3-bath, really beautiful. They have they're the only owners, and they have done a tremendous job of keeping that house, and it is, gonna come on at $335.
What kind of floor plan is the Eagle Glen one?
It is a split entry.
Okay.
But it's not the kind of split entry, there's a pretty big entry. and
Yeah.
It's nice, it's a little nicer than walking in and feeling like you
Yeah.
have to go up and down.
When we used to build those, we just called them modified splits, and the modified word just worked for people. They just, well, I don't want to split. Well, this is a modified split. They buy it. Yeah, that's how it works. I wouldn't even have looked at it. And then the next thing you know, they're under contract. Who else? Buyers, sellers, pricing changes, anything else? All right, let's move on.
Okay, moving
Ready, Brandon?
on.
That was good. A lot
That
of
was
stuff.
good. Okay, we're gonna move on here. We have our health, wellness, and safety. Appreciate their committee. They've been working really hard. They've got some stuff coming up and some guests they're bringing in to our market center. So stay tuned for that. We are still looking for our director of first impressions in the front. We've had some resumes, we've had some interviews, and we just haven't found the one yet. We want to make sure we find a great fit for our team and for our office. So if you do know of anybody, send them our way. Oh, there you go, Tom. We did get you a slide. There it is. There we
Oh,
go.
your picture's on it. That's fantastic.
So that's tomorrow at 10. Come and learn from Tom. And I know it'll be good. 10 o'clock tomorrow. And then last week when we had the blizzard that didn't quite land. I mean, it was enough to ice everything over and cancel schools, but we had to cancel the all things taxes with Chris Mullendorf. He's the collector in Cass County, correct? Collector.
Yep. come see that one.
Come see this one.
Smart
It got rescheduled. I'm putting it out there so you put it on your calendar. Anytime we invite somebody from the county, the city, the neighborhood, we want to make sure we show up well. So want to make sure we get this on your calendar to reschedule that for Wednesday, the 26th. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Yes. All right. Darren.
Give it up for Darren.
Oh, yes, here, please.
Everybody needs to hear what I'm talking about.
Oh, no.
I
Oh.
got pages here. No, I'll be quick. I wanted to cover a couple of things. So there's some stuff on the contracts and the paperwork that some of us keep forgetting, and they say if you hear it 7 times, you remember it, right? So, and also in our advertising, please put our office phone number on everything. I'm going to bounce around because that's how I do it. Risk management. How many try to sell home warranties every chance you can? I do. A lot of the companies will pay you. I know Cinch pays $60. That's just a nice little check. You can go to dinner and pay half of it when you get your check. It lowers the office risk. And we're in a market. I mean, it may change in a couple of weeks, but we're starting to be able to do contingents and home warranties and closing costs again. So try to do home warranties. When you're in a property, and Sandy does this good, and I try to take pictures, take a lot of pictures. They're free. We don't have to go to Photomat anymore and pay to develop them. Make a file on your computer for each house that you deal with, each one that you sell, put the pictures in there. That way, if there's a question later, you've got a big picture you can look at and see about, was the big scratch in the kitchen floor, or, you know, was the siding rotten before, or something like that. You can just look at the pictures.
Instead of just the pictures professionally that you get taken?
Well, if it's your listing, yeah, I go through, I mean, I'll take a couple hundred pictures per house when I list a house. Just every corner in the basement, the furnace, the front, the back of the furnace, the water heater. I mean, all the stuff, the walls, appliances.
One time, my seller. And the pictures that I had were not like good enough. You could see a candle here, you know, they just weren't that good where you could tell that they were the one. So I don't know, but I did that, and then another time I had an awful gut feeling about the buyer, and it was over in Hilliard at a Centennial Farm, and I just had this weird feeling that they were gonna come back and say things weren't okay. So I took a picture of sinks, toilets, it was winter, and the buyer didn't come through the house. I turned on all the gas fireplaces and the Korea thing, took pictures to show utilities were on, all the things that I thought they would come back and say, and sure enough, Darren got a phone call. They said the house was filthy. And Darren goes, you know anything about this? I go, yeah, and I shot him about 40 pictures.
Yep, true story.
I walked it. And because I walked through with the seller before the buyer took it.
Yeah.
I thought it was just seeing that night.
Picture's worth 1,000 words. So let's take them. They're free. Take them with your phone. No, they were just trying to get something. Excuse me. It's a Vegas virus.
Thanks.
Sorry. You should have went. Occasionally I get a call, and it happens to all of us at one point or another, that you've got 2 buyers that want to make an offer on the same house. How do you do that? You tell each buyer that you are writing an offer on the same house, and you really tell them nothing else. You're representing the buyer. Each buyer you've got a buyer agency with, you can't share with them any of the details of your other offer. let them both know that you've written 2 offers, but let them both know you're not going to share any details at all. Nothing about price, financing, anything. That way you're just transparent. They can't get mad later when they see that you sold the house, but their offer didn't win. Just be upfront and say, look, I'm not telling either person anything. That way they know.
That could be a wonky conversation, by the way. So,
Go ahead.
What if you're on a team and you both, like, you're selling and your team member picks up on the buyer end?
I'd still try to share it.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of the same as if you're representing both buyers, if it's 2 people on a team.
we've had that happen many times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure it, yeah.
And quite often when that's happening, so, oh my gosh, 2 of our buyers want to offer on the same house in Belton for 250. There's usually other people offering too. So you're just you're 2 of 10 or 2 of 5.
Right.
Not always, but more often than not. That's
Right. Back to risk management. Let's talk about possession. Is it at funding? Is it tomorrow at 5? Be clear. It's easy to talk about possession before you have a contract. While you're negotiating price and everything else, talk about possession. Use the occupancy prior or after closing addendums and or amendments. Get that stuff clear before 3 days before closing. And if the seller says, hey, we can't empty the house, we need another day, talk to the buyer, see if that's cool. Usually it is, but use that form that talks about it. That way everyone knows whose insurance covers what. The seller's still in there after the buyer owns the house. What happens if a tree falls on it? You know, that's how my mind works. I always look at the negative stuff that could happen because someday it will. Going back to Paul's class, I told you I'd be jumping around. Paul's class yesterday on AI was pretty cool. And I know a lot of you guys use AI for descriptions in the MLS. Watch it for words that we shouldn't use, the ADA words. Walk to school. You can't do that. I don't know if FHA and all those different government things are going to start looking at ADA type words that we can't use, but there's a lot of words we can't use. Obviously, you know, religion. That's why we'd rather not do love letters, because a lot of times the buyer puts stuff in the love letter that's not ADA stuff. And then the other buyers get mad at the seller because they read that other person's love letter. So I recommend let's not do those. Don't do WhatsApp. That keeps coming up. Everyone gets those emails. I prefer to contact you through WhatsApp. There was a realtor on Dana and Parks yesterday that talked about how WhatsApp, he thinks that's the source. Somehow they got in and cleared his entire Facebook page. So a realtor, we all use Facebook, or a lot of us do. They cleared out all his friends. They cleared out all of his pictures, all of his everything is gone. And somehow it seemed to be connected with WhatsApp. I'm not smart enough to know that.
Page 2.
I got pages, man.
Fill it up with like AI compliance or something like that, and wanted me to appeal it, asked me to put all my Facebook information on that, and stuff like that. And I mean, it looked pretty, like, it took me to a separate form, I looked at it, I'm not putting my password, and then I Googled it. I mean, they're getting tricky.
Yeah, it's just going to get worse. This short. On to, there is a sentence in our contracts, Laura. Unless otherwise agreed in writing, seller must remove all possessions, trash, and debris and clean the property. Laura had an interesting one where the seller was just like, nah, I don't want to do that. Might be something to have them initial when they sign the offer. Say, look, you need to clean this place up a little bit, remove all your stuff. And if you're the buyer's agent, write it in additional comments, seller to remove everything, whatever, the old tractor and everything else. Of course.
Your opinion
Mm-hmm.
He's got it.
Yeah, Ryan.
To, our sellers, you know, you tell them future pay some basis. Like, hey, look, you've got to interview stuff out here. You're moving out, you're gonna be tired. Let's do this. We don't mind. We have many services. That come in and do the job and get this thing finished so it's sanitized for your buyer. That's the way they want it. And they're like, yeah, definitely. And it's usually 300, 350. If it's a big house, it might be 500, whatever it may be. But it's one of those last chores you have to do to get out of the house. And when you get all your junk out of the house, if you really want to clean it one last time, probably not. It'd be easier to pay someone else to come in and do it if they have the ability to do that. Just ask them if that's something that they would like and figure out things. There's a ton of things or Mary Mays, whatever. Come in and do the job and get it clean for them. You look like a hero. They get to go to dinner instead of cleaning for 2 hours.
You should also maybe address the leftover paint.
Yeah.
Because some of them think, oh, wow.
Hard to get rid of.
What else there?
Couple more things. Where's the clicker? I think I've got a couple of slides. There's Jenny from Century 21. I have a feeling MREC would not like this because who's John? What's John's last name? Is it, is it John Smith and Jenny Johnson? Is that an omission by error, or are they a team? Is that husband and wife? I'd prefer to see both first names, both last names for all you teams, and I'm not going to point at the repeat offenders. And the repeat offender raising his hand. There's no fine on it. I mean, unless that file gets audited, then it might be.
It's just that Darren thinks less of you when you do it.
That's right. That's not possible. So that's just one that I think of.
Title says it's married. And I called him and I go, are you married? And he goes, well, it's been around there for like 10 years.
Yep.
I had to make sure he realized if he wanted to sell it, it takes two of you. And he didn't know where she was, so I had to make sure to return to him. If he wanted to.
All right.
One or two more. Get familiar with this list. It's at the bottom of page 2, I think, or page 1, one of them. Well, this is the stuff that should automatically stay unless it's changed under additional inclusions or additional removed stuff or on the seller's disclosure. But by default, this stuff stays. Kind of common sense. Curtains, yeah, window mounting components, curtains, blinds, coverings.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right. One more and I'm out of here. It's back a few pages. When we are writing an offer for a buyer and when we tell them, hey, if you cancel because of inspections or if you can't get your financing, you'll get your earnest money back. Please read this because they don't automatically get their earnest money back until they and the seller sign the same cancellation and mutual release that tells the title company where to send the money. Until they agree, nobody gets the money.
Yet they have a contractual right to get their money back if they follow the letter of the contract, correct?
They have the right,
Yeah.
but then the seller,
Well, it's just like anything else.
some sellers are jerks.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
So I think that's all I've got.
All right,
That's enough. my friend.
that's enough. Thanks, Darren.
Be safe out there.
All right. I don't have a whole lot. I'm going to make sure that I keep this short, but I wanted to bring a little bit of recognition to our agents, our newer agents in the coaching program. And so Sandy and I work with the newer agents that are coming into the business. And if you guys remember being a newer agent, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to know and a lot of reasons to get freaked out. And so knowing that you said yes. So knowing that there's a coach and a couple of coaches that you've got on standby really makes it easier to get going. So Yeah, Aaron told you he wrote his first offer, so we're excited about that. We're crossing our fingers for him. We've got, and I'm probably gonna miss somebody, but Yelena's out there writing big contracts and big new builds in Lee Summit. $700,000 new build in Lee Summit. Chloe Nablo, she's listing things. She's got a listing and a buyer under contract. Like, we've got some great stuff. And if I forgot somebody, I might have. I apologize, but our coaching agents are getting some traction. Chip Davis had a first closing yesterday. So we're getting some stuff. Oh, Steve's got some stuff. You're rocking and rolling. And what I would tell Steve, and Steve and I've talked about this multiple times, because I love what Lonnie's already highlighted, that you do the activities. You stay in Shelby, you're shaking your head because you've been doing this. I've been watching you. It's like you just put your head down and you do what you know you're supposed to do. You do the activities, and then all of a sudden stuff starts to pop. And it may think this isn't even working. These people aren't giving me anything. I'm getting nowhere. And then all of a sudden the phone rings from somebody you didn't think of, somebody you weren't calling, they call you. Or you stumble into business. So I would just tell you, it seems like you may have seasons or times where you feels like this isn't working. I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if I can do this. None of this, I'm doing everything they told me to do and it's not working. And then all of a sudden, it takes one phone call. It seems pretty random, but I believe it's because you were doing the activities and you were in there creating momentum, and then all of a sudden stuff shows up. So if you're in that season of still like it's not popping off for me just yet, okay, keep doing the stuff. And I love sharing. Steve, I will probably always share that story, because that is so cool that somebody just saw his name, called the office. He didn't know her. They didn't know each other. He didn't call her and send her note cards and emails. He wasn't on a drip campaign. And I have to believe it's because of the work Steve put in otherwise.
Yep.
So, all right, that's what I have. So Lonnie, I think it was your turn.
Okay. Can we do these awards real quick?
We
Perfect. I missed out on some awards, so we've added a few. We want to clean some of these things up. And the main one I forgot was the dual career award. Sorry about the dual career people. So if we could, just a little bit of energy, but our number 3 person dual career, what's dual mean? Full-time gigs, not part-time gig, not, oh, I sell Amway. No, that's not what we're doing. Our number 3 dual career agent, Micaiah Bland with 1.4 million.
Hey, Micaiah.
A lot of business. I'm not sure this gal's dual career with this. She's kind of right on the fence, but Brandy Nieto, 1.8 million. Like 3 careers, I think.
I got a few.
Yeah. And our number 1 dual career, and dual might be tri-career, 5.7 million, Rustalin.
Yeah.
Got lots of careers, right? Airbnbs and all this kind of stuff going on. Hey, our new award we're really excited about, and this is a very difficult one to hit. We call it the Team All-Stars. Where's Nanette? Is she here? There. Oh, back
There
by,
she is.
nice and cool back there. These are people that are on a team. If you're on a team, you really don't have credits for units sometimes and volumes and different things like that, but still people that have excelled that deserve recognition. Nanette, and you have to do over 100K minimum GCI. That's pretty cool. Nanette Middleton.
Yeah.
Yay. And our second person that achieved that, and it's the first year for giving it out. Today he couldn't be here. He's out looking at new clothes. Silas Gray.
Okay, guys, if I could just, a disclaimer on the awards. Every month when we do awards, we really try our hardest to make sure that they are as accurate as can be. We really do try. Every now and then we miss something, we miscalculated, we lost track, something happens. Please know it's not intentional. We would never mess that up.
No.
If it ever happens, though, just come to myself, come to Caesar. You could go to London
And it's
if you
still
want.
much more complicated.
It
You think
is.
it's really easy, but with teams and groups, it is way more difficult than you might think. So the other people that I want to recognize, last year we had Camille and Colton, who live out in the rural areas, but just wonderful. Been with us over 8 years now, and they seem so young. But they had. Yeah,
This
they
is
had.
what I found out, though.
Oh, perfect. That's what I needed.
There
Thank
you
you so
go.
much. I appreciate it. In 2024, they ended up being our number 4 team in the entire office with 4.9 million.
Yes.
Really, really good. And also,
Yeah.
give it up for them. They had a $1.7 million month in September and $1.1 million month in December. That's fantastic. So give
There
it
we
up for
go.
that. Good folks. And I had a great chat with her last week because we were talking about how we can get better at recognizing awards and not missing people, but she was just so kind. But also they had their best year by about 30% last year, in spite of the headwinds of what most people have said is a difficult
Yeah.
market. So guys, it can happen. It's happening for a lot of people. So I'm really, really excited for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it up for them.
Good job.
Good folks. We're going to get them to come to more events. I think we'll just send an Uber for them or something.
go.
That'd be great. Bring the kids, whatever that looks like. I have a couple minutes, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. A couple things real quick. And some of these things came up today, which is fantastic. When you guys, say you're on the listing side and you get an offer in and the house is hot as a firecracker and somebody wants an answer by 5 o'clock tonight. Okay, has that ever happened to anybody?
Yeah.
It happens. Somebody in here just dealt with that. You get to set the terms on what you choose to do and how you want to conduct business. If I take a listing on Friday and I know it's going to be busy all weekend, usually agents that are smart will call me and go, hey, how's your seller going to handle showings, multiple offers, and so on and so forth. And I typically will say, assuming all those things happen, our goal is to show it through the weekend. And if we do have multiple offers, we may choose to go highest and best for everybody, but we likely would do that and then maybe review what we have on Monday. So give them sometimes the expected framework, but also state that the seller reserves a right to change their mind. Okay. If the seller sees what they want and they don't want any more showings, then the seller gets to pick a contract and be done with it. Okay. So, but give them what you're looking for and how you expect to conduct business. If you're working with buyers, ask that question. Agents call me all the time and go, hey, LB, what are you going to do on this one? Looks like it's going to be a busy one. Yeah. Our intention is to show it for the next 2 days. So if you give me a contract, don't give me any expirations for tonight or any of that nonsense. Right. And then if they do, then I'm going to put them on the back shelf most of the time. So we set the tone on what we want that to look like. We had a house 10 days on the market, but had 3 offers at the same time on Saturday. Okay. So is the market starting to heat up? Yes. So, but all those people, when they reached out to me, they said, hey, what's important to the seller? Price? Yeah, kind of. But for this seller, it was also closing date that matched up with their other deal and all that. So I would share that with the agents. Hey, ideally, if somebody could hit us with an April 10 and give us a few days to move, because my seller wanted a few days to move. So some of the agents were like, now how's that work? I go, well, that's possession after closing, like what Darren talked about. Guess what? Every one of our offers had the closing date and possession exactly what I asked for. Shocker, right? I also said earnest money is really, really important. Guess what? 2 of the 3 came in with this big fat earnest deposit. The other one's a knucklehead that gave us a $500 earnest deposit. Okay. Dummies. I won't tell you what company they work for. So that we set the tone on how we want to see these things line out. So just tell them what you're looking for. They're not always going to do exactly what you're looking for, guys, but very often they will, especially if they know they're likely in multiple offers. You guys get that? Really, really important. Joanna.
And we're gonna keep it open until Monday, let's say,
Mhm.
and then your seller decides to take an offer. You need to email everybody and say, hey, like you put an end down it and say, okay, give me your best and final. We got a.
More often than it varies. There's a million different what ifs, but generally speaking, if we're listing something on Friday, we know it's going to be hot. Our seller's plan is to get the heck out of the house, let it be shown all weekend, and see where we're at on Monday. I've said that 1,000 times. Many of you guys have heard me say that when you call me on my listings. And that's our intention. That it could change if the seller decides to do anything differently. Okay, that's what that looks like. Yeah. Oh.
We had last week, and we found ourselves buyers. We found ourselves as on the buy side, and on Saturday, they had 6 offers. And then on Sunday, they got 2 more, and they were gonna run till Monday at 5 p.m. And so they probably would have got 5 or 6 more. It was nuts.
Yeah.
And we took it, to your point, we took it the other direction and said, well, what do we have to do to lock this in with you? Because we had an elderly client that really needed this to work out. And it did, but to Lonnie's point, like it was kind of taking the conversation even deeper with the listing group to figure out what that was. And there were some little bitty things that, you know, they kind of to timeline and stuff like that. But then basically they were like, well, if we had this much, and so it came down to price.
Yeah.
So that deal was just like those 2 or 3 things, and then nobody else they were all escalating and stuff like that, but they just wanted it basically not a cash deal, but it was the next best.
Yeah, be careful what you ask for in these multiple offers, because we were getting on a house not too long ago where a VA buyer, FHA buyer, all those kind of things, they started escalating these prices to a level that was unlikely to appraise. So it was just funny money anyway, where we had the golden deal that was cash at a great number anyway. So that other was fluff. We weren't going to roll the dice on something like that. So you kind of have to be careful. But there's never a bad idea to just ask the agent and go, hey, I know you guys are busy. It's tough to be in your shoes. Do you have any idea what it might take to make this process stop right now? My gal's cash. We're flexible. What might that look like? And they may just shoot you a number. Go, guys, I think if you brought us 250, flexible closing and possession, all these different things my seller wants, I think you move to the front of the line and we may stop the process right now. Okay. Yeah, it did work, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah, crazy business. Okay, Tina Bernine will be here soon. What's the name of the program that we just bought that's fancy?
Agent Kickstart.
Okay, Agent Kickstart. You guys are going to hear a little bit about that for those of you that are going to be here. That is the program where people can go in and literally be trained online with almost every question you guys ask every day. Hey, what's a cool listing presentation? What's this? More database stuff. There's module. Sandy. Practice and role play. We've asked for that. David, two people asked for that last week. Watch that. We can actually see, and our new agents will be going into this. We'll be able to track their progress. Kind of creepy, huh? Watching over their shoulder. But this is not for new agents only. I proved that going through the thing myself. I'm like, wow, I actually like these ideas better than what I do. So you'll see that we'll all have access to it here shortly. And it's Tina's program. It's fantastic. But one of the things that thing's trying to bring out, and Tina, the second part of her thing is database, how to extract. We don't talk about database much here. But sometimes just hearing it from somebody else that's a pretty solid agent is advisable. But what she's going to be is how do I extract business out of these people? I got 200, I got 400, I got 6. How do I extract the business? Okay. Because at the end of the day, having a cool database that's really accurate and all that, if it's not producing anything, it's not all that great, right? Okay. It's a little overrated. So we talk about the 1 in 5 conversation all the time, that if the average person knows 5 realtors, let's just say evenly well, okay? They know Lonnie, they know Sandy, they know Stephanie, they like them all about the same, okay? You got a 1 in 5 chance of getting picked, okay? If you'll do the work and personalize the relationship, you have the ability to double that with just a 2 in 5. That means if they gave out 100 referrals, if you're the 1 out of 5 guy, you're going to get 20 of those on average. If you can get your game and ease of communication higher, you have the ability to get 40. What if you really got into their world? What if you provided value to them? What if you knew their kids' first names and you knew their life at a higher level? You might start easing up into that 3 to 5, or God forbid, 4 out of 5 referrals come your way. 20 transactions at 8,000 a pop. Okay, is that a lot of business?
Yeah.
160 grand. Let's say half of them close. That's 80,000 right there. Oop, 160, 240, 320. Is the database the ATM or not? It is absolutely. Tina's going to give you some new strategies on this that are different than some of the things we talk. There's a lot of overlap, don't get me wrong, but there's also a lot of new stuff that works really well for her. So we thought bringing somebody in with a different perspective. She's in our Overland Park office and really, really good. Anything I missed along those lines?
That's fantastic.
Okay. Oh, by all means. And that's always one of the challenges, guys. We have 120 people. We have 50 of them with jobs, right? They're not available during the day and all that. And it's kind of a bummer because they can't be here today, okay? They may be listening online. Great to see that. But at the end of the day, they can't be here. Now they can do these things at their own time. They can be trained equally with all of us, just step by step by step. And you do a module, put it away. You do another module, but there's a lot of information in there. But I think we're going to quickly see that this is not just for new agents. Okay, so we're going to start thinking a little bit differently, really, really quickly with that program. Miss anything?
Nope.
Okay, we're good. Well, when was that going to start? 11:30? Okay, 11:30, and there's food, margaritas too.
Oh, wow.
No,
Go to the store.
they'll just show up and not know. Yeah.
Yes.
I still just don't understand.
Sorry, I'm trying to get back